Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 210 of a year of change. Today we are ending another week, so I'm going to do a quick little wrap up, mainly because I feel like I've taken this week and sort of gotten back on track a little bit more than I have been over the past 2 or 3 weeks. I had mentioned this a couple times before, that I felt that in part I was saying, getting a little either overconfident or lazy or just lax in what I was doing, and saying, well, you know what, it can't hurt to have a few jujubes here and there, or to have, a pretzel thingy, or to have a snack this one way or the other, and just say, no, I've done well, I know where I am, and it's okay as long as I, keep an eye on things that way. The problem with that is that it's sort of been sneaking into a little bit more and more. No, it doesn't make any sense. Try that again. It's been sneaking in a bit more and more. And it's been sneaking in a little too much and a little too often. So I wanted to take this week and really just get back on track. So sort of revamped the stuff and just really, once again, I know that we aren't really cutting anything out, but trying to make those better decisions and the better food choices, that's a big part of what we're trying to do. So I went, good enough. Don't have any junk food in there aside from my rum, which isn't really junk food, but you gotta mix it with something. So getting rid of the junk food, or just not buying it actually because I didn't have any, and avoiding things like chips and cheesy snacks and stuff like that. I went out and bought a bunch of fruit again. I had the sunflower seeds, so I had those whenever I wanted something. That's probably thrown my salt levels way out of whack. Actually, this week, salt and sugar and, well, fat's probably fine. Salt is going to be out of there, mainly because of sunflower seeds and because of mustard. I've had a lot of mustard. I bought hot dogs, and they're so good. They're so bad for you, and they're just made from lips and assholes, but they're so delicious. But instead of dumping in all the other stuff like, barbecue sauce and mayonnaise and, ketchup and relish and everything else, I just sort of toned back a little bit on that, and so we're good. Didn't go over. There were 2 days. There was one day when I was really close, and then one day when I actually went over. But again, it's liquids that tend to put me over. We have free coffee at work, so every chance I get, I'm going and I'm getting another coffee. The problem with that is that generally when I buy a coffee, I'll get 3 cream and 1 sugar. They have the cream and sugar there, but I don't usually use that because they have these little packets of stuff. So generally when I go make one, I'll put in like 1 or 2 packs of the coffee and then a pack of the hot chocolate. And the coffee is 0 calories. There's flavoring in it, so there's like 5 calories or something in there. 5. There's 5 calories in each one. So I have been tracking those. But the hot chocolate packets are 80 calories. So I've been tracking those as well. I've been thinking, okay, well, 80 and then 2 of the other packs, so 90 calories, about the same as a regular coffee. The problem is, though, is that 80 calories, it's a powder, which means it's probably almost all sugar. That's not good. And that's probably why my sugar didn't weigh out of whack, because normally I would just track it as 3 cream, 1 sugar on a coffee, because it was just easier. But because I was doing 3 cream, 2 sugar. So when I started actually looking at it going, I should probably track the actual packets. I think that's why my sugars, that's part of the reason. It's not the only reason, but part of the reason why my sugars were higher last week, or at the beginning of this week, than they were the week before. So, and this week I've just piled the coffee into me, so that's not good. So I need to sort of cut back on that a little bit. I can't say that. Every time I try to say little bit, it comes out a little bit. But there are ways that we can do that. Just sort of, if you want to be wasteful, pour in, make the drink the regular way, make the chocolate part first, dump half of it out, and then fill the rest up with coffee, because generally it is a little too sweet. So I obviously don't need that much sugar in there. And although it's wasteful, it's going to cut back 40 calories, which is, 40 calories of probably pure sugar. And that's going to help my sugar intake a little bit. So hopefully make those adjustments that way. I do feel better this week. I've been continuing on with my treadmill and everything else, but there is that little voice inside my head that at this stage is thinking, are you feeling better because you're back on track? Or are you feeling better because you really haven't been eating properly and you've just been eating whatever you want? Which I really haven't. I haven't had like junk food or, really bad foods, things like that. But there's always that part of you that thinks, okay, I'm feeling good, so what am I doing wrong? Because we do associate that, trying to make these changes just in general with, there are some sacrifices that we have to do. Realistically speaking, it hasn't all been super, super easy. We've tried to make it as easy as possible so that we can stick with it. And obviously over the past 7 months, it's been working. But there is that part of it that you think, I feel fine. What am I doing wrong? And that's what's been bugging me. I haven't done a sneak peek at my weight. I'm trying to get away from that. I've continued on with my treadmill, which actually I've had to change because I noticed that it's actually sort of figured this out yesterday. It's been going on for 2 or 3 days now. I do my 5 kilometers every day. And generally I walk and then I jog for a bit and then I walk for 12 minutes. This week's at 12 minutes. So I walk for 12, jog for 1, walk for 12, jog for 1. So I have 4 intervals of jogging in there. And what I found is that my steps were a little off. It's been getting worse and worse. And then I find that I'll sort of like stumble along and then I slow down and then I've got to speed up. I couldn't quite figure it out. So I don't know if it's a matter of just, I think it's because I'm becoming more used to it. Just like going up the hill. If you remember, the very first time was horrible. And then now, I can go up and down. It doesn't matter. And maybe it's just a matter of getting used to it and not being as cautious and taking my time. But I found I had to speed up a little bit just to match my stride. So in my head, I'm thinking, I must be losing weight, so my legs are longer. I don't know why I thought that, but that was the first thing I thought. It's because of the weight loss. And I thought, it doesn't make any sense. Your legs don't grow. That'd be great, wouldn't it, though? If you could just get taller by losing weight. Like, if you just stretch yourself out that way. That'd be great. Anyway, so I found that I need to pick up the pace a little. See, again, a little bit. I need to pick up the pace a bit when I'm doing the jogging part. And even when I'm walking, I find that after about half an hour, then I need to sort of pick it up a bit because I just find it's a little too slow. And it's not a matter of going, I need to push myself until I throw up. No, it's just that it's uncomfortable for me to sort of be slogging along at that pace. So, anyway. But I have been tracking as well about 400 calories worth of that. So I have that 400 calorie buffer during the day. I'm probably burning 700. It's going to be 750 calories. But I want to sort of keep cutting back, and starting tomorrow, I'll be cutting back, so I'm only tracking 300 of it. I want to get to a point where, it's just part of my day, so that hopefully it'll give me a little bit of a boost. I said it correctly there. So, but throughout all of this, there's that aspect that I think, okay, I'm back on track. I have fruit instead of junk food. I had sunflower seeds instead of chips. Every little bit helps that way. But inevitably, there's that part of you that thinks, okay, well, something's not right. I'm feeling good. I'm confident that I'm doing the right thing. So am I doing that because I'm just not paying attention to something? I've missed something? Because we've seen it so many times with people that they'll say, no, I have a great idea. I'm going to try this instead, and I'm not going to track this, or I'm not going to track that, or I'm going to do this. I am still tracking everything. But we have seen it so many times with people that, you get all, and we've done it to ourselves when you get that sort of second or third wind, and you say, okay, good enough. I'm back on track. I'm where I need to be. And then inevitably you look at it and you haven't lost anything. And I'm assuming, I'm sort of being a pessimist here, but I'm assuming that I've gained. I don't know yet, but that's the feeling I get, that I've actually gained, and I don't know why. I did go over one day, but again, it's really liquids that sort of push me over the edge. But although one day it was the sunflower seeds, I had a tremendous amount of them. But just eating healthier and stuff like that, I suppose, is still a bit better. But it's not going to help if I am eating so much of it that I'm still gaining. But I'm looking at this week. I know my sodium levels are going to be gone. My sugar levels, gone. So I need to take a closer look at those and get back to where we were, sort of get on track to what we've been doing. Because, some of you may have been going through the same thing. I doubt it. I suspect that many of you have just been, we've just been watching your, catastrophe this shit show that you've been putting on and slowly watching you burn. But for those of you that have sort of gotten into that and, pulled yourself out, we can continue on this way. For those of you that haven't, that you've been steadily, going on and you're sticking to the right path, bravo, good for you. Because it is tough. But there is that sort of, I don't know if it's just that pessimistic attitude where I'm thinking if I'm feeling good, I must be doing something wrong. There's something I'm missing, which is weird because in general, this has been a very positive experience all the way through. We've tried to keep things, the changes so small that we can stick with them and that it's something that isn't going to be, there are some sacrifices that we are going to have to make, but it's, otherwise we would just stay fat forever. But there is sort of that weird feeling that you think, all right, what am I missing? And I don't want to get to a point where I'm saying, all right, well, I need to be mentally stable and mentally happy. We do, but not at the expense of our health. Conversely, we don't also, you don't want to be super, super healthy physically and sacrifice your mental health either. Because this is what normally happens, that we try to get fit and, mentally we just can't deal with it. We hate it, we're discouraged, and then we sort of backslide into those old eating habits. So you don't want to go that far either. So finding that balance is really difficult. But I think we've done a fairly good job of it over the past 7 months. And that's the thing that I'm trying to, I'll know more tomorrow. But right now, because I'm tempted to sort of take a sneak peek, but I suspect that I would be over because I've already eaten today and yeah. And I haven't done my treadmill yet. Weekends, I'm a little more lax on. I'm like, I know I should be doing it. As long as I do it every weekday, I'm okay. I have been doing it every weekend as well. Did I do it last weekend? I think I may have skipped a day last weekend. But in general, I want to sort of get it to a daily routine. But every now and then, I'm just like, no, it's a weekend. It's fine. So, but just trying to, that's what I'm looking at right now, is that with this week, food-wise anyway, I've gotten back to where I should be. I'm eating more fruits and vegetables. I've completely gotten rid of any junk food stuff, aside from sunflower seeds and hot dogs. But hot dogs, you're fine. I have 2 of them. Don't gob a whole bunch of stuff on them and just sort of be normal that way. So it's not really the food type so much as the junk food that I was really focusing on, because we know, 100 calories from a banana isn't the same as 100 calories from jujubes. Sugar content notwithstanding, because we've been talking about that as well. But I'm still getting much more out of the banana than I would out of a jujube. So that's the main thing that I wanted to focus on this week, is just get away from sort of being, I don't know, I keep wanting to say that it's a matter of being overconfident and saying, well, I've lost some weight, so, I should be able to start sneaking in little things here and there. Problem is that when I start doing that, then it becomes far too frequent. So that's why I'm like, okay, not ready for that yet. So get back to where we were, fruits and vegetables and all the other good stuff, and we should be fine. Having regular meals, regular exercise, and hopefully get back to where I need to be. But I'll know more tomorrow. I'll know more tomorrow once I do my weigh-in and have a little bit of a better idea. I'm not going to get too discouraged if I haven't made progress, just because there's something that I feel like I'm missing. And I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. We will know tomorrow. But until then, anyway, I just need to sort of stay on track and keep doing what I'm doing. And as long as I'm staying below my calories and, I'm not eating the junk food and just watching what I'm doing and paying attention, getting the exercise and, staying on track, getting back on track. I feel like I say this all the time, that I've been just weeks and weeks of going, I need to get back to where I need to be. Sorry. But it's one of those things that, it's a little difficult to gauge without having that first batch of numbers. So after tomorrow, then I'll be able to say, okay, yes, it's working, or it's not working yet. It's not going to be a matter of saying, well, it didn't work over a week. It's because it's going to take some time to get back to where I need to be. But next week, I'm actually starting in my treadmill as well, dropping down to an 11-minute interval, which will add a 5th jogging section in there near the end at number 59, or minute 59, I should say. So that's getting better. My goal eventually is to get to a spot where I can jog for a full hour, and that's still 11 weeks away. should be able to do it, I would imagine. Things are getting easier anyway, so I'm going to try it from there. But until then, I just need to sort of sit back and wait and keep doing what I'm doing, make sure I'm on target. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm not quite sure what it is yet. So hopefully tomorrow will tell me whether or not I'm doing the right thing. I feel like I'm going to have gained, which is really shitty. But in general, I think as long as I keep going and doing what I'm doing, getting rid of the junk food, eating properly, getting the exercise, and staying below my calories, it has to work. There's no way it can't. So, and if it doesn't, then there's something seriously wrong with it. But I don't think that there is, because I feel good. And that's why it's working. Christmas is happy for my family. We do the same thing. Christmas is great. We all feel wonderful. What's going to go wrong? Anyway, it's completely unrelated. So, I'm going to leave this video here, though, for now. So, thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.